All right, it's September 2021. Hope you're grinding. I hope you're recreating yourself. That's what today's video is about. I need to recreate myself. I wonder, what can I add in? What can I subtract? What can I get better at? What habits? It's the habits. It's the certain things that we can't do. I know a lot of people that they have things that they can't do. They got a whole list of things that just for a long period of time, it's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know yourself, right? But it's about recreating yourself. That's what's important. What habits can we take out? If you can manipulate the habits, that's where the big results are at, because those are things you do regularly. Those are things you do subconsciously. It's essentially who you are. You're an accumulation of what you do and what you think. And these are called habits. Now, focus on the habits. Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? What can we change that makes you better? It's just an equation. You funk with the numbers in these habits. You mess with the numbers on this versus that, on good habits versus bad habits, and the equation changes. The person that is a result because of this changes. And this is how you manipulate who you are and who you could be in the future. Now, it's the habits, it's the uniqueness that helps in a lot of ways. If we're talking business, if we're talking, it's going to add to some of your loneliness and some of the ostracization of you. You won't fit in, and that'll be your biggest blessing and your biggest curse. So majority of humans, that's why we call it general population. Majority of humans, they want to blend in. They want to fit in. It's just a very petty, immature need. I think most of us have a lot of immature things about us. That's not to give it a connotation, whether it's good or bad. But I think maturity comes from saying, I don't need anybody. I will take the chance and I'll take the burden of being alone at the risk of being myself. I think immaturity is when you conform. Immaturity is when you say, this is lonely, this is hard, I'm going to do something different, even though it goes against my soul, it goes against my spirit. You guys remember, you got to recreate yourself, right? Recreate yourself. It's the habits that will get you the big results, but what things can we boost? There's a lot of stuff you're doing good that you can do better. That's a lot of what we focus on right now. I'm not, so a part of this video, I want to mention, how can you get double the results with your fitness, with your money, but with fitness, how can you double your results immediately? So if you're working out every single day, that's great. But all you got to do is add one more session each day, and you've doubled the amount of sessions, right? You go from 1 a day to 2 a day. Whatever 1 got you, 2 could potentially get you double. You got to understand that. As easy as that, as finding a way to work out 1 more time throughout the day, you got to understand, just like those habits I was telling you about, these things add up. Now, you do something like this every single day. Now, this is going to take you far, because in the work we trust. So if it's you versus you versus you, part of this video is what I want to talk about, me versus me, right? You versus you, me versus me. A lot of people like to compete. There's always something to compete with, whether it's consciously competing, like in an athletic realm or in a fitness realm, you're competing. But most of us it's just a human thing, we're competing subconsciously with comparing ourselves to others. It's a type of competition, you know what I'm saying? You feel, I'm in this place and they're up here, and everyone rates themselves in general in their subconscious of where they're at, where you're at in success, in the things that you care about. Let's get real good. Let's get great at me versus me. Now, think of it. Good versus evil. On your shoulders, you got that devil, got that angel. What I want to bring to your attention is that every situation in life is going to have at least 2 options. And every micro option below that usually filter into 1 or 2 categories, a positive and a negative connotation. Good versus evil. It's yin versus yang. It's a thing that the universe was built on. You got to understand, you got to feel it in your bones. There's a good, there's a bad, there's a yes, there's a no, there's a win, there's a fail, there's a start, there's a quit. There's always a good choice and a bad choice. And every choice, like the definition of a choice, is yours to make. Ain't that beauty? You can sit on the couch and do nothing. You can get up when it's hard and work out. There's 2 different choices, both of which have an outcome. You want to give them a good and a bad outcome, like, lazy versus you're kicking ass, you're doing good. You can give them a connotation in terms of you judging it as a good thing or as a bad thing. You're a good person, you're a bad person. But if we take all that emotion out of it, you've got to understand this one gets you this result. This one gets you this result. You can see that ahead of the way. You can see at the end of the path of working hard is a success, and tiredness and relief and self-accomplishment, all the things that come with that. You can see the road because these are things you know how it's going to end up. Now you can see the road of laziness and you understand it's going to be a lot more comfortable, but you won't get the success that you want for yourself. You won't have the future that you want for yourself, and you see that ahead of the road. So regardless of which road you take, for these simple principles of working hard or taking the day off, you know what you're going to get. That's the trick, is you understand what's good and what's evil. Now, if it's you versus you, it's important to fight with the person that you used to be. Fight to become the person that you could be. You know, there's a storyline here. There's the past. There's who you are now. And then there's this foggy future. This is the person you're forming today. So the picture that I'm seeing, that foggy picture of my future me, it changes based on my actions immediately. So I go lay on the couch and I look at my little dream window at my future self. He's a little bit less badass. He's a little bit less out of shape. Less out of shape, more out of shape. He's a little bit less of what I want him to be. And I can manipulate my future right now. What do you think I'm doing here? What do you think I'm doing here? I'm trying to inspire you. I'm trying to share with you my journey. And I know this is something that you are considering about going on your own journey, or you are in the middle of your own journey. Maybe you're just a beginner, but you got to understand there's a good, there's an evil, there's a right, there's a wrong. There's a choice, at least two choices, and we're blinded by our choices. We crippled by the fact that we have so many choices. You know, if your back's against the wall and you got to get it, I've been there. I missed that time, and I am still there in different aspects of my life. But you understand that's when you get the most done, when it's not an option. Now, when you start to have options, like most of us Americans do, whether it's a lot of options or a decent amount of options, we all have a lot of options. We're blessed. That's when we're crippled, is because the comfortable options start to come into play. The easy options, the pleasurable options start to come into play. And now you stop your future you, that foggy future you, it starts to get a little bit fatter. It starts to get a little bit bleaker, your future. See, when you're working hard and you're being consistent and your diet's perfect, imagine this. If you've been there recently, I've been there recently. Sometimes the weekends throw you off, but imagine a week straight, a month straight. You've been really stringing together great days of hard work, of diet. Two things are going to happen. That good versus evil choice of every situation in life is still there. I crave cheesecake every day. I crave Taco Bell every day, almost more than back when I used to eat it regularly. I crave it now more than ever. It doesn't just, oh, it's gone. You know, I'm a fitness person now and I don't have, no, I want these things more, but I've been getting good and good and good about saying no. I've been making friends with the right shoulder. This is my right shoulder. I've been making friends with the right devil. You know, good versus evil. It's those two choices. Which one are you going to listen to? Which one are you going to follow? The other one's going to be there no matter what. It comes down to which path you want to take. Which path you want to take. You know, that bright future, when I'm working hard, I got my month of consistent hard work strung together. I feel good about knowing I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere, and it's important to know that your hard work will pay off. Your hard work will pay off, and there's nothing that can stop you if you stay consistent. If you stay consistent and you don't listen to the left shoulder, if you don't listen to them lazy options that you have, you could get a lot done. And you can take calmness. You can forget the word here. You can relax in knowing you're going somewhere. You're getting somewhere. Just because you don't know where you're going, at least you know you're going and you're going forward. And every day you wake up and you work on it. And every day is you versus you. And every day you're trying to improve something. You know, you got them on your shoulders, the good, the evil, the angel, the devil, the win, the lose, the do or the don't. You got to choose. You got to choose correctly, baby. Let's choose being a badass. Let's choose going all in. Let's choose the fucking push. Let's choose me versus me, and I'm I'm rocking heavy on my squad. Not everybody has a whole support team. But imagine if you went all in on you. Imagine if self-improvement was your life. Imagine if every waking moment when you're not at your job or trying to make money is that you're getting better as a human being. Every day you wake up and your future is potentially brighter because you are now more capable as an individual. You are now more potentially happier as an individual. Self-improvement takes you far if you go you versus you. You start focusing on other people, trying to compete with other people. That's a temporary fix. Now, it's great idea to compete with people that are better than you. But be careful, because the people that are better than you are usually farther along down the path, and you have to compete with them in your head because chances are you won't be able to keep up or you don't have access to these type of people. There's people that are going to be so readily willing to compete with you or be friends with you or, hey, let's do this workout together. I know a lot of people that strike up friendships and relationships, and it looks fun. It looks comfortable to them, but I see the results falling off. I see their consistency falling off. And all along, the pairing of one individual and that other individual, it didn't create a stronger bond between the two of them and make them better. It was comfortable in the moment. It was fun in the moment. They had great conversation, good friendship. You built a lifelong friend in the moment, but you didn't push. You didn't move to the next level. You didn't have what it takes inside you to, one of the individuals will be holding you back, if not both. Sometimes it's better to go alone as long as you're going than it is to, sorry, I'm ranting here a little bit. That's when the good stuff starts to come out. So it's you versus you, right? You versus you. I want to put it on my chest. Me versus me. The person I want to be. All I think about is my future. Don't try not to dwell on even the present, because the present's only here momentary. When it comes to not being happy with where you're at, all that stuff, it's going to be gone tomorrow. Today will be gone tomorrow. It's so important to remember that. And when you're going all out and you improving yourself on an everyday basis, and that's what you're obsessed with, is I'm going to write a list. I actually literally do this. I have it on my phone. I need to write it out and put it on my wall. But a category, maybe I'll laminate it so I can write it on it with a whiteboard. Does that make sense? And it's going to be a list of all the things I can do that improve me in the short term. On there will be do 20 crunches. You're better off after the 20 crunches than you are before, right? Or it's going to be like use that teeth whitening kit. There's certain things that you have your own insecurities about. There's certain things that actually are on your list of things that you want to improve. And just do it. It doesn't matter which one you pick on there. Pick as many as you can. Do as many as you can. Do it as often as you can. But as long as you're hitting the list, It's you versus you. The person you used to be is gone, right? The past is gone. Today is gone when you get to tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'm going to be a better version. Tomorrow, I'm going to be more improved. Tomorrow, I'm going to be the most valuable player. Tomorrow, I'm going to be the franchise player, baby. Just understand, if you're obsessed and you stay focused when it comes to improving yourself, improving this, that's like, when a blacksmith is banging on that sword. It's in the kiln, it's in the furnace, and it's red hot. Definitely uncomfortable for the sword at that moment. And it's even considered to be in a weakened state because it's malleable. It's hot. You're applying pressure. You are the sword. Your life is a sword. What you do and your skills and how happy you are and how good you are and your consistency and your habits, these are all things you're going to bang on. You're going to sharpen. You're going to push to be in the shape that you want them to be in. Because the only person that should have control over you is you. The only person that should dominate you is you. It's me versus me, and I got to make sure I got myself like Geppetto, my hands just making them dance on the strings, right? There's a puppet, and whatever I say, this person, this body can do, that's me. It does it because I have the full control. I have full trust in myself. I have full trust in the hard work, and I set a plan ahead of the way for myself that every day I'm going to get better. Every day I'm going to push. Every day I'm going to show up and work out. I might even double my workouts. I'm going to supplement correctly. I'm going to take the right nutrition, but I'll be damned if I go to sleep the same person I was when I woke up. It's so important to find friendships and situations in life that allow for you to grow, or dare I say, force you to grow. There's so many people out there in life, these go back to the relationships I was talking about, where they like who you are, and they like that you like who they are. Does that make sense? You accept them, they accept you, that's why you like each other. But the concern is, this person's getting better at a rapid rate. They will, if you know this, they will discourage you. They will find a way to hold you back subconsciously. I don't think they'll physically get in your way of running, does that make sense? But they'll talk about you behind your back, that kind of thing. I've seen it all before. You've got the good types of friendships and the bad types of friendships. Someone who used to be a great, beautiful, positive person with nothing but good things to say, they get into a group of friends and it all seems great in the beginning, but then that person's all negative now. Nothing specifically in their life would point to the change other than this new friend group. It's really changing who they are, and I hate to say it's for the worse. Make sure you got yourself in a position to be better every day. Cut out some of them bad habits, bad people, bad music, bad TV shows, things that hold you back. These don't make you better ever. They allow you to waste your time today, and so that way your future tomorrow is wasted as well. Because today better be spent on happiness. I'm not talking joy. I'm not talking temporary pleasures. I'm talking you're laying the seeds. You're planting the crop for the next season, so that when it's time for the reaping, you reap what you sow, and you've been sowing and sowing and sowing and planting these seeds. That's how it goes. It's you versus you, and make sure that the you of tomorrow is proud. Make sure that you of tomorrow, your kids are proud. And make sure the person of you of tomorrow is a great witness and has a great testimony, and you can tell them about all the work you've been doing, and people will notice. But you're not going to stop when they notice. You're going to keep going, and people will notice and notice and notice, and they might catch a flame. They might catch a fire so that they can push. And that's how it works. It's you versus you. Focus on your own self-improvement. It makes you better at helping people. It makes you better at loving people. It makes you better at getting better. You know, person I am today, how I'm going to improve myself, I can get only so far. But if I do improve myself, the person I am tomorrow, when it's time to start tomorrow, I could get more done tomorrow as a new, better version of me than I can today. So you can understand how when we start again tomorrow morning, I can get more done, and I can get farther, and I can jump a little bit farther. And then the day after that, I'm even that much better because I get better. You see how it compiles on each other. It compounds. There's exponential growth when you focus on refilling your own fountain, allowing the energy that you have to flow out into ways that flow back to you. You know, it's like spending your money on a food item. You eat it, and it's gone. It's gone. It was a momentary thing. It doesn't pay in dividends. It doesn't come back to you in any way, and it probably holds you back more negatively in the future. But there's things that you can buy, invest in, right? That investment is gone, just like the other purchase. But this investment isn't gone, is it? It's still going to benefit you. It's still going to come back to you. I'm talking about your own wealth, your own fitness, you know, your health is wealth, your own health. You know, this is something that when you pay for it, when you work on it, when you spend your time, when you spend your money, forget spending money. When you spend your time on improving you, it improves the you of tomorrow. You understand how you're not losing anything. You're not spending anything. You're investing it. You're investing it. It's not something that you spend or you spend the time or the money and it's gone. You're going to spend the time. You're going to spend the money. And what you decide to spend it on, you got to make sure that it comes back to you in ways that helps you, because it's you versus you, and the future you is counting on it, okay? We'll leave it at that. Make sure you're competing with yourself every day. You know, there's work to be done. Let's put in that work, baby. Keep pushing.